Recording in progress. I need to bring my my bloody microphone nice and close here.
That's better.
You look too comfortable.
Get you got that.
How are we both?
All good, man.
I've missed you, if I'm honest.
Yeah, all good, my side, man.
Sorry.
I've had a really
missed you.
couple of weeks.
Oh my god, you're both speaking at the same time. I can't take you in one both. Sammy, go first. You're oldest.
Is it age before beauty?
That's it.
Yeah, no, I just had a busy week, man. Posing's fucking exploded.
Yeah, I see that. Like everyone's getting. It's fantastic, isn't it? Whether you've come in at the right time, because I've seen that you're on your, you're not your, I wouldn't say marketing, you're sharing and people are sharing your content and it's flipping wicked. And do you reckon it's all like boomed now because people are potentially looking at competing this year, you know?
Yeah, because towards the end of the last competition phase in the year, it was like really booming and then it dropped off around November time. So
yeah, I suppose you're going to have those ones that really love to compete year in, year out would more than likely stay with you on a regular basis through the winter periods, even though, or am I wrong? Do people typically look at their posing when they start preps?
people are terrible with it, man. They no matter how much we preach and post up and turn around and say to people, like, you need to sort your training out well in advance, you'll still get people coming to you like 5 or 6 weeks out, I just want a routine and brush up on some posing. You're like, man.
I won't do that this time. I definitely did that last time, I promise.
Yeah, don't do it this time.
I won't.
You got no excuse because you've got me over here.
I know.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's with posing, what people don't realize is it's not like you've actually got to get a pose. This is how I would approach it, or tell someone to approach it, is don't get your posing coach late in the game thinking that you're only going to need to know so much. Get your posing coach in early so that you're well versed in it and you can taper it off into the show and take it over yourself.
What about my question to you then, because I've never had a posing coach. Typically, how often do you see a client? Once a month? Is it a week thing, like a PT session? Is it like once every 2 weeks? What's it typically like?
If they are competing, I tend to see them once every 2 weeks, something like that.
Yes.
And then as it gets into the show, I have guys. Some guys will book in literally like every day.
That's what I'll be having. That's what I'll be having. I'm going to book you on like a 2 daily video call, and then things are going to start looking quite weird. But hey, I don't care.
Being a posing coach.
Did I see Maurice there?
Did it all weird? Yeah, she's here.
Oh, hey. Sorry, I was fiddling around with my headphones at the time.
Did you see a gnarly fucking
the video with the glue? Did she see my comment?
Yeah, I did. I was going to comment back, but
yeah, I was watching it. The problem I had was I was watching it with no sound, so I was just watching. For anyone that's listening and watching, it was a video of her using the glute driver. Was it a quad extension or a hand curl or some weird thing?
So you know, Sarah Bradley, the one that like I'll always rave over because she's insane. The woman's physique girl.
Yeah,
so I was chatting with her,
yeah,
and I said, like, your glutes are insane. Like, help a brother out because I need some fucking glutes, man. And she sent me a video of her doing that, but obviously without loading up all the other shit that we put on Maurice. With the band around the knees, because it pre-engages the glute. You're just driving through, and she said this is literally this and high leg press is what built my glutes. She went, fuck all that lightweight bullshit and
just big hip thrust.
Well, because I tried, I've been trying that stiff leg deadlift now for a little while, and for how much it taxes my CNS to how much it actually gives me glute development, the I don't want to say risk to reward, but for what I'm putting out, for what I'm getting for it, it's not worth it.
No, personally, I feel with training men and myself, I would usually aim for a Romanian deadlift for a man personally. If you wanted to do like a hinged movement, I feel that experience wise anyway, I've helped more men build their glutes with RDLs over like stiff legs and things like that. For some reason, that reduced range and not meeting the ground.
Yeah, I agree.
And more of a bent knee is like giving a bit more arse and it seems not many women, if I'm honest, I've got to do a Romanian deadlift, but a lot of men feel it a little bit more in their tush. I do.
Do you think it's because typically, I don't know, I mean, you look at like guys and girls online or on stage, and I feel like girls have lower glute insertions than guys.
Oh yeah, their glutes are long, aren't they? They're like
they can probably accommodate that longer range, whereas guys just need it right at the top.
Yeah.
But I was listening to I subscribe to Jay Cutler. He's got his own email that he sends out to people weekly.
Yeah.
And you just get an email from Jay Cutler, just a little bit of advice or something that he used to do. And as I'm thinking in my head, I'm bearing no fruit from these stiff leg deadlifts and my CNS is fried. He literally put up on there, there's hype around stiff legs. They're all bullshit, in my opinion. Do a high leg press, because that's how he built his glutes and his hamstrings. And I was like, yes, he's so right. Because that is how they did it in a day. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically why we were doing that. And but we tried to use a gym pin. But the way that the leg extension's set up is it's got this big round ball on the side. It's the Panatta one. And if we put a plate there, I literally loaded the gym pin up and I'm there and I just went, and it just locked. And I was like, oh, fucking, it's only 20 kilos. I should be able to move it at least. And then I look round and the round balls meet in the plate.
Oh, okay.
So you can't gym pin on it.
No.
That's loaded her up.
There's some kit at my gym where that if you've seen those red and green flicky, it's instead of like a pin, it's like the flick and it's like, oh man, red for just have on or yeah man, it's annoying, isn't it? You can't add any weight to them unless you wanted to like put a little plate in diagonally in a little gap.
Yeah, we've got those flicky ones, but they're all yellow flickies.
Yeah. How you doing, Joe?
I'm all right, man. I'm good.
What were you going to say? What did I even ask at the beginning? Because I've lost I've lost my track already.
I don't really know. I don't think you asked me anything. Just asked. I'm all right.
How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, man, I'm good. Training's going really well.
Yeah, I've seen more and more videos that you're whipping up your training, isn't you?
Yeah, I'm down about 4 kilos now, I think. Going away in 2-3 weeks, so that's going to cut down nicely for that. And then the bulk happens again when I get back.
Nice. Lovely. My training's going all right. To be fair. I'm eating, I reckon, a good 800 calories more than my last little push-up. I just keep pushing. What I do is I just keep pushing. If my strength's plateaued or hindered, I take a deload. If that doesn't fix my strength inside the gym, as my food is the same, then I just up my food, and I literally will just bat between those two for me. If I hit if I hit strength plateau, I'll take a week or a few days deload, come back to it. Am I pushing through? No. Okay, I'm going to increase my food now.
What's condition like?
All right. I still got abs when I tense them up. I've still got some feathering in my lower portion of my quad. I've still got a little bit of vascularity in my quad. So for me, that's very good because I never saw a vein in my upper leg until July of last year. So I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, finally. It wasn't like proper, like gnarly looking, which one day hopefully I'll get. But it was just getting that 26 years of fat on my upper big portion of my leg off. It's just been sitting there for the entirety of my life, isn't it? It's never moved. All that fat. You know what I mean? In your upper leg and arse. When have you ever targeted that to lose fat? Never. We've never done that.
No, same here.
Yeah.
That's why it was hard for me when I came in. It was the upper came in no problem at all. It was literally just the last bit at the bottom of the belly button, like underneath the belly button.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then it was like arse and hamstrings.
See,
and
for
like,
me, underneath the belly button bit, and when my belly button changes shape,
Mm-hmm.
have you noticed that when you're like your tubby? Have you noticed that you're an innie? I've got like an innie belly button. You two, what have you got?
yeah, innate.
I've got a mixture.
Okay, you're just weird. So
Yeah.
you should just have one or the other, but you're a mutant, and that's absolutely fine. Your innie becomes an outie, doesn't it? Because of like that cartilage kind of like pops out because you've got no body fat left to cover the rest of it. It's funky,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
You got like, have you ever noticed when you're like, you got a prep of 16, 20, 24 weeks, whatever. And during that time, you have like little, and it'll change every year because you're going to get leaner and more muscle tissue. But you almost get markers of like what parts of your body feel different, or you get a random vein pop out in your chest, or you get a little feathering in your forearm, and you're like, oh, that's when I'm typically 12 weeks out. And you're like, yeah.
Yep.
And it's kind of like, oh, I'm about 8 weeks because my belly button feels like that. And I'm about 4 weeks because my toes feel like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 4 weeks for me, I just felt empty. I felt like I could hit the deepest vacuum. It was actually painful to put it in.
Yeah.
I could hit like the skin over my hip bones when I pulled it in would hurt.
Yeah, it's wicked, isn't it? It's such a good feeling.
I love that feeling. There's nothing better than hitting a deep vacuum. Whether you like the look of it, you don't like the look of it, you think it's necessary or unnecessary to hit a, because I don't know anyone around my group that can hit a vacuum as deep as me.
I can hit a really, really good vacuum, I think.
Yeah. Do you get it where it's painful?
It hurts. But I used to do stomach vacuums as workouts, as parts of my work. Every morning when I hit abs in the morning, as soon as I got out of bed, before I hit abs at night time, before I got into bed, I just hit some like bodyweight stuff on the floor. I'd get in the bathroom and I'd hit vacuums, and I've just been naturally wicked at them ever since that. So I think it's just training my diaphragm and my intercostals to be able to strengthen, to pull in higher.
Mine was just the thing I did when I was a kid. I didn't even know what I was doing.
Oh, remember? Yeah, you was like, look, Mum, I've got ribs.
Look.
Yeah, I always used to do that.
Yeah.
I used to literally like grab under my ribs.
Yeah. Isn't that oh man, that's rank.
Maurice can make her belly go wavy.
Oh, she can do the belly dancey thing.
But easy. But she does it downwards, and then she can roll it back upwards.
Oh, really? Does she want to? Does she want to show that on the video now or not?
When I'm lean.
when she's lean, she said.
Oh, okay. I can't do it.
That's a talent.
Yeah, that is a bit of a talent. Did I say that I've booked a show? Haven't I? Yeah, I've registered. I'm in.
Oh, you registered?
Well, I registered with FitX, and I thought, oh, which one should I do? And I'm thinking about the September 10th one, and I thought August 20th, that'll be okay because. Yeah, no, I'll do that one, the Race Stick Rumble one. We spoke about that.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm looking at that. I haven't booked that one in yet, but I thought, what would be a good, a couple of weeks? I think it's maybe what would be the 20th to the 10th? That'd be about 2 or 3 weeks, wouldn't it? Almost. Ish.
Yeah.
So that would allow me to have come out of diet for 1 or 2 days and then push back in again for another 2 weeks or so. Until that one. So that's what I thought of doing. It's in Manchester.
Well, I've never been to Manchester.
Like I said, I do want to come and watch that one.
Do you want to come all the way up there? Would you?
Yeah.
Just wait. Well, wait 2 weeks and come to the one me and him are competing at.
Well, yeah, I was going to say if you're doing any other southern ones, then yeah, I'd prefer to go to that.
Yeah. You just wait for that one, can't you? But
where's the one that you?
Have they released the Dartford? When it is the FitX Dartford, have they released that yet? Because they're well like dragging their heels on when it's going to come out.
I'm not sure actually.
Because that's my next one.
You're done already. I'm not sure.
I'm doing the Rice Streak and the Dartford.
How close are they together?
Like one straight after the other, like 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're my two. I did also as well. I just looked, and Two Bros have announced they're doing the Charles Claremont Classic, and I love Charlie Claremont, man. Like me and John used to go and see him every week, like for going just chilling out, and sometimes pick up some posing tips and that. And
yeah,
Charlie, in my opinion, is the greatest British bodybuilder we've ever had.
When is that? Who do they? With that show, how far off is that one from your second one you were thinking of doing?
That would be before the rice trick, so I'd potentially have to prep sooner, because I'm pretty sure. Let me just check on the old Two Bros. I'm pretty sure it's August. The Claremont. They've just announced that Barbarian Classic as well. There you go, Charles Claremont Classic. No, where the fuck? Oh, I don't think they put it up as a post. I think they must have just put it up as a story. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they announced it for August.
I'm looking forward to getting back into a prep. I like it.
Me too, massively.
I like it. I like the productivity I managed to get in my life. So I'm very, very productive. I'm always productive anyway, but I'm even more productive. And I quite like that. I just like that. I don't know, the process of watching my body change. That's the biggest thing I love.
I miss the insomnia.
I don't miss that at all, really.
I mean, that bit's sort of fun. Like the amount of like 3-4 a.m. sessions I've had, they're actually quite fun.
It's a really bizarre thing to miss insomnia, but I do. I'm sleeping too much lately.
How are you feeling with your thyroid?
It's up and it's down. I can always tell, even though I'm taking a thyroid stack, it's keeping it at bay.
Right.
But I can occasionally, I can see it trying to creep in, you know, and I'll feel a certain way. I actually found out as well. I've got something else wrong with me, but it's saying that I've just been knocking about with and didn't even know. But I've actually got.
I think Maurice should be knowing that by now. I hope so. Joe said AIDS.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, it's funnily enough, it's from the COVID. So you remember when I had the coronavirus?
Yeah.
When I had the COVID, I thought it was because we had just bought an air fryer before we had COVID, before I got COVID. And the air fryer would make me feel sick. Every time it was on, I've got this weird starchy sensation smell coming in my nose. And it was like rotten sort of yeasty dough that had been knocked up and just left. Do you know that yeasty smell?
Yeah.
So, and since COVID went, I just randomly have that smell just pop into my nose. And apparently that's a thing. It's like there's actually a technical name for it, but it's supposedly when you lose your sense of smell and taste, it's your body trying to relearn certain smells.
Sometimes smelling something when trauma happens.
Yeah.
You're constantly, when you smell that, you think of the trauma.
I do.
Well, both. To be fair, man, both positive and negative. Like, it's not necessarily trauma, but like, for example, if you had like an ex that you were with for a long time and they only wore like a specific perfume,
yeah,
as soon as you smell that, your mind would instantly jump back to that.
That's the beauty of fragrance, man.
I love.
What's your go-to?
You're talking about a passion of mine outside of bodybuilding, right there. I have the biggest fragrance collection. I get real deep on it.
Mine at the moment, I've got two, either Hugo Boss, the scent, or Paco Rabanne Legend.
I'll beat you to it, mate. I got one. I got one. Hang on. You ready? This is a classic. This is a classic. No, it's not. This is a classic. I'm gonna have to dust it off.
Oh, old school.
I like Yacht Bomb,
Bitches-
but it gets
the-
like hate in the fragrance community.
The bitches flock when I
The old bitches.
no.
Old bitches.
No. Boys, I just go. I never go out. All I'm working in the house. I'll go supermarket. I'll go gym. I'll
Man,
run around doing my steps, and that's about it.
I'll put fragrance on before I go to sleep, man, just to smell good and feel good.
Wow, your woman is incredibly lucky. Incredibly lucky. I'll put a little
She does it as well. I've got her into it now as well. She'll put fragrance on before bed.
She's
She
into
both smell
anime. She's into anime now and fragrance because of you. She's a very lucky woman.
Yeah.
I'd consider myself very lucky.
My go-to fragrances are Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille for the winter time.
You have it for seasons.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
And time of day.
Time of day is important as well.
Shouldn't laugh. That's just mental. That's mental.
Yeah. If it's like springtime, Dolce and Gabbana, light blue, Eau Fresh. If it's summer, it'll be Creed Green Irish Tweed.
Creed Green Irish. Do you know that rhymes? Tweed. Wow.
Yeah, Green Irish Tweed. And then for like your like full time where it's not quite that cold yet, it'll probably be. It's a hard one. There's lots that fit that criteria.
I know there are a few actually.
I do like Victor and Rolf Spice Bomb Extreme is a good one.
What about a Lynx Excite? Do you like one of those?
I always used to
love
wear.
the Lynx pump sprays that they do now that are about £3 or £4. They're insane. They're really good quality for what you're getting. Have you used them yet?
Is there one? Is there one? There's like wood. The title of it is wood.
Yeah, there is.
I've used. That's a nice one. I very much like that.
Yeah, they've got some really good. They're bang for your buck. They're amazing.
Yeah, I put
That's one thing I always used to get excited about when I saw an advert for a new Lynx.
But Lynx has no longevity though. That's its only problem. That's why I like those pump sprays.
There's got a bit more substance to it, isn't it?
You spray Lynx on, you walk out the door, and Lynx smell is gone.
Yeah,
it smells good for that second, and then it's fucking gone.
Yeah,
that's what I don't like.
Question for you boys. I don't know if any of you has already answered it, but just about 10 minutes ago, before I came on here, I put a little poll. I put a little poll, however you like to pronounce it, up. Just a question: what do you look for most in someone? Typically, people who you want to hire, or you want knowledge from, or advice from. Someone with knowledge but no experience, or someone with experience but no credentials?
I answered it. I put experience with no credentials.
Oh,
what was it? What were the other options again?
Fuck. Here we go.
I mean, there's only two answers.
I know. Knowledge but no experience. So someone that's basically just come out of university, they have all the grades, they've read all the books, been at school, and they know their stuff. It's a bit of a weird one because you learn all the. Hang on. Or the other option is experience but no credentials.
Experience.
Hmm.
I thought you meant credentials as in, like, in our game, like silverware, like no placings, like no trophies. I thought that's what you meant by credentials.
No.
So they've just
Kind of translates
competed.
anything though. Really,
Yeah, this is. I wasn't talking about it with our
asking-
league, with our coaching stuff, with our fitnesses. I was talking about just anything then.
It's like who would you
Experience,
like
100%.
advice from? Your nan
Yeah.
or some 12-year-old kid that's just got.
That's a good one. Yeah, I immediately just went to someone who's going to do my garden.
Yeah, exactly that as well. Who's
not-
going to do your garden
Yeah,
better? Some 80-year-old man that's got his own lot,
Yeah.
or some 12-year-old that just wants some pocket money.
Yeah. Am I going to allow someone to do my decking and patio with a website full of stock images that they bought for $9.99, or am I going to take on some old geezer who's 67? He's got one hand, and on t'other hand, he's only got two fingers, but his van is covered in lovely images of his gardens that he's created.
Yeah,
I'm going to go for the man with the two fingers.
Yeah.
Because he's got plenty to do. I did a little Q&A yesterday, boys. Did you get any questions or not?
Hey?
Did you get? Oh, you got a question, Joe?
I got a singular question.
Go on then.
Singular one.
Right. My knowledge on the gear side isn't amazing. I know a little bit, so I'll probably leave this one to you lot. I swear I've forgotten how to bulk. Any ideas? I'm running Debo, Test, Deca, Primo, Live 52. Live 52 for appetite. I'm just hovering around 180 pounds. I mean, am I sweating too much at night? Any help would be appreciated. I don't want to waste a cycle.
The first question I'm trying to... Yeah, it's just, I want to learn how to bulk, or I want help with my bulking. And then you go straight on the gear stuff.
What's the numbers though? What's the numbers of gear that he's taking? That's more important.
He just said I'm on Debo, Test, Primo, Live 52. From
irrelevant. If he's doing 100 grams
if he's listening, don't mean this in a bad way, but I know the sort of person he is, and the levels that he'd be running would be stupidly high.
Yeah,
I know that. I can just assume that from the person he is. And like I said, if he's listening, don't mean that in a bad way. You do you, but don't do that.
What was it again though? What was he running? So Debo, Primo, and
Debo, Test, Deca, Primo, and Live 52.
See, they're all decent compounds to bulk. And Primo, you can run really high with minimal side effects. Like Deca's a good bulking compound, but obviously the old school adage of using a lot of Deca is sort of by the way now. So typically, if you're like doing a cycle like that for gaining phase, how old is he?
Mid-20s, I think.
So mid-20s, he probably doesn't want to be on more than like a meal of Test a week, maybe like 100 milligrams of MPP or Deca. Primo, you can start at 400 and work it up through the cycle. And Debo, I wouldn't even really bother with. I'd take the Debo out because it's just, you don't need it if you're running all that. Just throw the Debo in the bin or sell it to someone else.
Is he asking for gear advice, or is he struggling with the bulking bit?
I think struggling with the bulking bit.
Well, am I wrong to be thinking straight to his foods, training, recovery, and cardio?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if he's got all that on point, that would be the sort of numbers that I'd run.
Yeah. I'd look at those four things that I said first before the gear, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Like I think, again, I think he's the sort of person that would care more about gear usage than anything else.
Even look at his pocket. Your pocket's never end. It's not never ending. So look at the things that probably cost a little bit cheaper before those things as well.
Yeah. Unless you don't need stupid amounts of compounds to put on a fuck ton of size. Like, don't get me wrong, if you want to go the IFBB Olympia route, then yes, okay, you're most likely going to have to be putting in more compounds and more stuff at higher levels. However, if you're not going for that and you are just wanting to put size on, possibly compete, sort out your food first, get everything right on that side, get your recovery nailed, then use the anabolics as additions to push you even more.
I would say that if he has all those things on point, though that isn't a crazy stack that he's on, I would just take the Debo out because it's not really necessary.
Yeah.
But the drugs that he's using, or the drugs that he mentioned, are probably the right tools for the job. Just don't take the piss of them. Like I said, 100 milligrams of Deca or MPP, Primo at 400 and maybe a mil of Test. That's a low sort of cycle to bulk on, and you'll get good results from it. But the Debo, I wouldn't say you actually necessarily need.
Is a necessity.
it's no point if you're running all that. That's all going to do the trick for you. You know, that is a deep. People tend to typically stack those three together. So
yeah. Shall I run through some questions that I've got?
Yes, sir. I've never run D by myself.
I did. I'm old.
I remember when my brother did, and it was actually quite funny. He got home tiptoeing because was he tiptoeing? Yeah, and like limping into the house because he had the worst calf pump walking up to the house.
Yeah,
he would walk up to his cart like the size of my head.
Debo. When I first, because obviously I was quite young when I started. I think I tried Debo when I was like 22, and back then it was good shit. The stuff you get now is crap. It's like you'd have to take so much of it for it to take effect. But yeah, it used to be good stuff. The old methandrostenolone.
It sounded very sciencey there, mate.
Well, I've been around a bit in my.
I know. Right, let's let me throw your question. I've got a few weird ones. I'll throw a weird one out first, shall I?
Go on.
Can I move in with you until I'm FAF? Faff. I don't know what faff is.
Fat as fuck.
Yeah.
Or fit as fuck.
That's probably fit as fuck, isn't it?
Yeah.
Probably fit as fuck.
Would you let's say if you had let's say if you had like a really promising client, would you get them to like the perfect client? Would you get them to move in with you so you could train them and do everything for them and that?
Depends how much they was paying me. If it was worth that sort of attention, then yeah. If you get say in Jennifer Aniston and she wants
yes, I would.
She wants to pay you
a
fucking $100,000 a week to cook her food.
Yes, I would do anything she fancied me.
I'd pay her to move into my
yeah. What's another one? Well, to be fair, I didn't get many weird ones. That must just be the only one then. What about? Hang on.
Have you ever watched like special features and shit like on when you'll see like a celebrity doing like a transformation for a film, and then you always think that they're like, oh yeah, this is my coach, and you know that motherfucker's getting paid so much money. And they always seem to come out with the most generic advice. You're like, wow, that guy's doing like so well for himself, coaching this A-star celebrity with rudimentary advice. I see that all the time, man.
Yeah, it's probably just because it's no trainers and coaches we know of. I know most of them are like that. I know there are thousands upon thousands of PTs and coaches out there, but it must just be that friend, like a family member who's a PT, because remember that they don't really want a PT that's well known, because when they're training and stuff, they want to just kind of get it done in the dark, don't they? You know. One question, that's actually worded, one questions to an all-knowing being. What's the question? So I'm assuming you've got one question to ask an all-knowing being. What would the question be?
Joe? Matt? That's a hard fucking question.
I would probably ask, how were we created?
Oh, we're going back to that again, though. So it's something different.
Have we done that before?
We've done that on the last podcast.
I'll go. Who's the next big odds winner at Cheltenham? And then lump on it.
Oh, that's a good one. Good answer. I don't know what Cheltenham is, but it's a good answer.
Horse racing. Or Ascot.
That's a very good one, yeah.
I'd kind of do something similar. I'd be like, tell me by the winning scratch card.
Lottery numbers.
or lottery numbers.
Yeah, just wait
Yeah.
wait until the Euros is 148 billion, and just be like, yep.
Yeah.
What's the one for that? Yeah, that would be wicked, wouldn't it? Last day on Earth. What are you doing?
Oh, fucking hell.
Riding in my motorbike, shagging my woman, eating my favourite food, and watching a good film. And train. I'd train before I died.
Yeah, I would train, and I would probably
get good
train.
arms.
I would probably train legs and arms, probably.
Legs. You don't want to go as fucking your grave with DOMs like, oh, can't walk.
No, I just feel the weight on my legs on a leg press. Just do 2 sets, and then I'd probably do 2 sets on every single muscle group. Yeah, that's what I'll probably do.
Yeah, do that.
That's
full
how
body.
you die. Just let that leg press fall.
Yeah.
Just let it slowly come down on top of you.
Just as you're crying, whimpering as it's coming closer. Oh. What would I do? I'd definitely watch a movie.
Yeah.
With the right people, eating the right food. I'll probably like try and get to like a really high point somewhere, like on top of a mountain or something, and just breathe, just like, do you know what I mean? Like go really high, like drive up like top of Dartmoor or something, get on top of one of those rock formations, stand on the top and just like breathe, just like this is life, and then just whip back and jump on the Xbox. Yeah. No, I'd definitely do that. You know those moments where you're just in nature and you can't hear anything but just like leaves, not even that. Like the moments I love the most in nature. I love Dartmoor, and it's just like 20 minutes up the road for me. You're in the middle of nowhere. You can't even hear like a crow squawk or anything. Nothing. You can't hear anything. No wind, and it's just dead silence in nature. It's wicked, man. It's really nice.
I had a moment like that when I did I ever tell you about when I split up with my ex and I jumped on my Ducati and rode to Switzerland.
Did you?
Just to clear my head.
How long did that take?
I was in Lyon by the end of the day, which is like near south of France.
Wow, that's well cool.
Yeah, because I found this road, man. I just followed the ways on my phone, and it took me down this road that had like no speed limits. I was averaging like 140 miles an hour constantly.
What would happen if you had a blowout on a motorbike at 140?
I don't know, it's never happened to me, but I've came off at 150, and that weren't fun.
Man.
Yeah, my trouser melted to my leg. I got a tattoo over it.
Oh, shite. No way.
Yeah. But
you just fly. You just go off the motorbike, don't you?
I skidded. I was just skidded at 150.
Oh man. With your leg under the bike? Wow.
No, the bike went under the girl's car, ripped off her rear axles, hit a central reservation, pulled down a lamppost. And then I ended up under the car because I slid under it. I shit my pants because all this red brake fluid was pouring onto my legs, and I thought it was petrol. I was like,
oh no. I thought for a moment you meant you shat your pants then while you're under you didn't poop at all.
No, it was quite peaceful. No, yeah, I was hurtling towards the ground in slow motion.
That's mental.
Yeah. But getting back to the peaceful moment was when I actually reached Geneva, and that place is fucking beautiful.
I would love to go to Switzerland. I was actually looking at that this year, if I'm honest.
Go and like travel around all the passes. Mm-hmm. So you've got the Furka Pass. Just look for the Furka Pass and all the passes around there, like really. Because my aim was actually to go to Italy. I wanted to take my bike back to Bologna, where Ducati make their bikes.
Yeah.
But I actually went in the dead of winter in November around my birthday time, and all the passes to Italy were closed because it was still snowing in. So I had to just get a hotel in in Switzerland and then ride back again.
I would absolutely love to go to Switzerland. It's just that the air, man, it would be so, just for my asthma, it would be clean. It looks crisp.
Bro, all the places are just like massive log structured like cabins, and you're just like surrounded by mountains. You feel like you're in this massive cavern everywhere you go, and it's stunning, man. People are just so nice. And yeah, I remember like riding past like little trickling waterfalls and like streams and stuff, and like
it looks mythical, doesn't it? It doesn't look real.
Yeah, it's stunning. It's stunning. I was forever like on the bike, just going.
Yeah.
Like,
not looking where you're going.
No, when I actually went past Lake Geneva, it was amazing as well. Because Lake Geneva is special.
Yeah.
Yeah, stunning.
One place I'd like to go to is New Zealand for damn sure. I want to go to the Shire because I'm a Lord of the Rings fan.
Is that where it's filmed?
Yeah, New Zealand. The biggest thing you're looking forward to this year?
Biggest thing. See Miguel get on stage.
2 things for me. My holiday in a few weeks and seeing my other half come on stage.
You both said the same thing then?
Yeah, man.
That'd be awesome for you two, wouldn't it? Imagine that.
Me and Reese will be in the same show, the Rice Trick.
Oh, nice.
So you'll see her as well there, mate. And Joe, if you come.
That'd be good.
Yeah, no, I do want to come to that. What date's that one?
September 10th.
September 10th.
Where is it?
Where is it?
Maidenhead.
Maidenhead.
I think it's Maidenhead. They're doing all their shows in Braywick Leisure Centre. So I think,
You mentioned
is that too, bro?
What meal do we get after the show? This is the question. What meal do we get?
it's hard to say until you're deep into that prep, innit? And then you'll know.
I'm thinking of like a greasy, cheesy pizza that like strings out.
I'm not a massive burger fan. Like, don't get me wrong, I will happily indulge in a burger. But if I was to have an off-plan meal at the weekend, I think a burger would be well down the list for me. However, post-show, a dirty burger just feels right.
It's really weird for me. Post-show on the first comp, all I craved was pineapple, watermelon, grapes, like fruit, like cold, crispy fruit. Like I really, and I could get away with like those just because I haven't had fruit for like 4 or 5 months of my life. I was just like, that's the biggest thing I was craving. And just like liquids, like water, I just needed to drink because I was so damn thirsty. And then the second,
you're allowed fruit. Did you know when you're allowed fruit when you prep?
No.
Why?
# sugars. I don't know.
But blueberry through both my preps.
Maybe I did have blueberries up to a point, I think, on my morning oats. But on the second show, it was a Nepalese Indian takeaway. My good God. Peshwari naan, all the bhajis, every single samosa option available. Oh, man. Keema rice. Do you like a keema rice?
I'm not really an Indian guy.
Mate, so it's out of these 3. I'm an Indian, a sushi, or a dim sum, sushi, Indian, like those options for me.
We had sushi today, post workout.
I spent on the other night I had sushi, 200 quid. Like it is expensive, innit? Sushi, and it doesn't even fill me up. I'll go home. I want a Mackey's when I leave.
I don't know. We just had some sushi and it was 30 quid. And it was like, I'm not even joking. I'm a massive sushi fan because all the Japanese stuff, like the Japanese sort of like stuff that I just love and crave. I've been eating sushi for fucking years. I've been to pretty much every sushi restaurant in London, even the Michelin star ones. And we are blessed to have this authentic sushi place just open up around the corner from us called Ozen. Fuck me, is it cheap? 30 quid just filled both of us up. I had some tempura, soft shell sea crab as well. An Ozen roll, which is their speciality one, which is a salmon, tuna, avocado, carrot roll it's like a bit thicker than an ordinary Californian roll. And then they deep fry it in tempura batter and cut it so the salmon's fatty and it's like all cooked. We had that. We had a standard California roll, and that was 30 quid.
That's good, isn't it?
And I on top of that.
What'd you say? You just cut out then?
We had 2 squid nigiris as well.
Ah, yes. I'm a bit of a sashimi kind of guy sometimes as well. I'll have some on the side.
Sashimi is good if you've got tons of that ginger next to you.
Mm-hmm.
Have it in between.
This is a different language to me.
Oh, it's just slices of clean ass salmon, mate, from the fresh springs of.
I'm not a fan
Canada.
of sushi. Like, I'm not
Really?
really a fan of much fish.
No,
I
love it, mate. Love it
I'm
so
bored.
much, mate. It's really good. It's very, very good.
My go-to prep food is salmon. Love it.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I
mate.
smell like salmon on prep.
Yeah, like one of my favorite all-time meals. You know, you can buy anyway, salmon, but smoked. I want to hear that smoky, oven cooked, skin on still.
Yes.
Jasmine sticky rice.
Yes.
Yeah. If I'm honest, maybe a bit of tender stem broccoli, and that's it. It's that fat from the salmon rolls in the rice, and it's like, oh my god, this is just orgasmic.
You know what Maurice does is Maurice will get some soy sauce in a frying pan. She'll like part steam the tender stem and then fry it in sweetener and soy sauce.
Yeah.
So you get this soy sweet broccoli. It's amazing.
Oh yeah,
it's got like crunch in it.
Favorite.
You should add that.
Huh?
So in Japan, they've got a seasoning which is relatively low calorie. It's close to nothing. I've had it on a couple of diets that I've been on, and it is called furikake.
Yeah.
And you can get it on Amazon and that stuff is banging. They made it for rice, so you're supposed to put it all over your rice.
Oh, okay.
Get some of that and have that meal with the furikake on the rice, and you'll thank me later.
With the rice, do you like a dry rice that's flaky, like each grain is very apart, or do you like a sticky white rice, man? Oh, bro, doesn't it on a prep, if you can manage to cook your rice properly or get a good sticky rice, it feels like you're eating more meat. It's so like, like your teeth goes through it, man. It's just so soft and buoyant. Oh man, it's so
jasmine rice, mate. Jasmine rice is the one.
It's ultimate, mate. It's elite rice. I love
elite
it. Rice. Yeah.
If anyone's not watching,
you know what we're talking about here, Joe. Don't say you don't know what we're talking about.
Jasmine rice.
I do. With rice, yes. I was just about to say, long grain rice is quite good, especially if on a prep. I would say so because
long grain's just
what's an amateur?
Yeah, that is just with the rice connoisseurs.
It feels much more volumatic.
Do you really think that?
No,
I think so. Yeah.
No. Jasmine's sticky.
Yeah.
In all fairness, it's now more clumped together, so it looks less volume in food, I suppose. But if you eat you've got stuff in your gob, man. It feels nice.
You know what's well underrated as well, if you're not on prep, is get a fried egg on that sticky rice and crack that bitch so that the yolk just seeps onto it.
Oh, yeah. Another way, what's your favourite vegetable?
It's probably I've got 3. It's pak choy, asparagus, or tender stem broccoli.
Yeah, that's so weird. They are my top. Well, actually, I don't know if one of these you can count as a veg, but it would be a top one is asparagus. Second one is a tender stem broccoli. Third, if this counts, is a parsnip.
Do you like a parsnip?
That is classed as a vegetable. It's a root vegetable, isn't it?
We're
But
in. It's out of parsnip or sweet corn, because my God, I love a sweet corn.
Oh, Maurice loves sweet corn. Loves it.
I could eat it by the tin. Boys, have you ever gone and got a green giant thick tin of sweet corn and just sat there with a teaspoon and just knocked back the whole tin?
Nah.
No, mate, I love sweet corn.
But do you know what I used to do when I was a kid, though? I used to eat cold beans out of the tin. I love that shit.
Yeah, and kidney beans I used to crack it, drain it, and eat kidney beans.
Yeah. I used to get as well when I was a kid, so I had some fucked up weird eating habits when I was a kid. Mulligatawny soup, and I would just drink that cold out of the tin.
There's a really weird you've mentioned that, because got a question here saying, what's the weirdest food combo that you enjoy?
Weirdest food combo?
Yeah.
I enjoy it. Have I got any weird food combos?
Quite enjoy and this, I don't know if this is common or not, but I quite enjoy a salty McDonald's fry dipped in a chocolate milkshake.
No, that's a staple combo.
Oh, is it? People do that.
People do that.
Oh, damn it.
Weird combos of food.
You like weird foods that people don't like?
I do, yeah.
I mean, I guess the two main combos that I can think of, one of them is not really strange.
I've got one.
But it's just plain salted chicken breast cooked and then a scoop of peanut butter put in the pan. So it's sort of
that's
like
nice. Yeah,
that's not
nice.
weird.
Yeah.
Or when I was doing my carve ups a couple of years back, I basically just got full freedom to do what I wanted. So I just looked for the most sugary shit. And I got, first of all, the cinnamon and raisin bagels. And then, you know, the mincemeat that's inside mince pies. I got that by the jar and I put that on the bagels.
Oh, man, yeah. That's good. That sounds great to me. I put cinnamon on everything. I put cinnamon on chicken and rice.
I've seen so many people do that, but I've never done it.
It just adds a bit of. That's as I was saying. Go on then, Sammy. What's your weirdest food combo?
It's funny, actually, as well. One of my clients, when I very first started coaching, I put this picture up on my gram, and there was like, that better not be on my fucking plan. And I really enjoy it. Cottage cheese with the pineapple in, mixed in with your scrambled eggs.
Oh, that's different. That's different.
Really high in protein. But I actually got it from, like, that was an old thing that they would do in the 70s. So in Arnold's era, they staple protein breakfast was cottage cheese. They'd have a couple of slices of brown rye bread, typically as their carbs, not many, and most of their diet was beef. They never had chicken. Never ate fish. It was always beef, cottage cheese, and eggs, and that was like the old school bodybuilding diet.
Really?
And, yeah. That's, if you look back at all the 70s stuff and that, even if you watch Pumping Iron, they're all eating, all got steaks or beef mince. They're all eating whole eggs, no egg whites, and cottage cheese was huge. And that's what I got that from reading one of the old Arnold books, and then I tried it for myself, and I actually at first I was like, well, there's two that I like. I either like it if I feel like something sweet for breakfast, the cottage cheese with the eggs and the pineapple, or you can get the sour cream and chive cottage cheese with your eggs, and that's a banging savoury one.
Yeah. So do you think they were eating 6,000 calories of steak, eggs, and cottage cheese?
I don't think they ate 4,000 or 5,000 calories back then.
No.
I think like even Arnold says he weren't a very big eater. When he's actually broke down his diet plan on what he was eating, Arnold on a cut, I think, was on like 2,400 calories, and for a 6'2" dude weighing 240, that's not a lot of food.
No, because I'm like me. I'm only on about 3,200 calories at the moment, and I feel like I'm gaining muscle and I'm getting stronger, and I see loads of people on Instagram or YouTube or videos or movies or everywhere, and you see loads of people going, yeah, I'm having 5,000, 6,000 calories. I'm like, I wish I could, please give me that.
Yeah, but some people talk shit, bro, just to sound good.
Right.
Like The Rock. Did you hear when he bought Voss water? He bought into the stock water, and then he made this absolutely insane comment that everyone roasted him for, saying, I bought into Voss water as a water drinker myself. Like, he goes,
What?
I take in 4 gallons a day.
Yeah.
And I'll fuck off. Do you drink 4 gallons a day? I don't care if you're 6'6" and you weigh 260. You ain't drinking, because what's a gallon is kind of like 4 liters, right?
You'll be very busy drinking 4 gallons of water. That's the thing.
4
You would,
gallons.
yeah, you would see him.
Just literally sit on the toilet pissing all day.
Yeah, you would be. You would. That's 4 gallons. Is maybe every 5 minutes taking a big chug. You could work that out in like a 24-hour period.
You'd have no time to eat.
You'd have no time to do other things. No.
Yeah, he wouldn't then have time to eat his 8,000 to 10,000 calories a day that he eats.
Yeah, apparently.
It's all bullshit, man. A lot of it's bullshit.
Yeah.
I remember when they were bulking up Henry Cavill for Superman, and they said that he was on 6,000 calories a day, and I was like fuck, because Henry Cavill weren't that big. He was just ripped. You know, he's not. I don't think Henry Cavill was much more than 6 foot either. There's no way he's eating 6,000 calories a day.
No way is he. Definitely not.
Especially not to cut as well.
Yeah.
I got to look like Superman, being lean, eating 6,000 calories. Stop lying to people.
How many calories were you on, you boys, if you can remember, when you were at the lowest part of your prep coming up to comp?
Last year, I was, I think, just shy of 1,800. The year before that, just shy of 15.
What about you, Sammy?
I think for the first one, I was probably on about 1,800, and then the second one, I was probably on about 2,100.
That's good, isn't it? That's
It's
really
not
good.
bad, but then I'm one of these guys as well that then on the other way, it don't take me very, very much more to get fat. Like
I'm the same.
On this recent rebound, John pushed me up to 4,200. And I instantly started getting out of shape, like really bad. And then we had to go into a mini cart and bring me down to 3,100. And then I just started to get some form of condition back. So
yeah,
it doesn't take a lot of food for me to get fat. I'm not a big eater.
That's same here. That's why I'm a big eater, which is annoying. And I gain a lot when I do eat even a tiny bit, if that makes sense. So that's why for ages, for a good 12 to 16 weeks after my second comp, so we're coming into like October, November time, I was still eating next to nothing. Well, it wasn't next to nothing, but I was on 1,800, 2,000 calories, even after, I know that sounds like a tiny bit, but I was on 900 calories come the end of my prep.
Fucking hell.
I was only eating chicken breasts. I was eating chicken breasts and greens. So yes, I could be, if we want to go technical, those greens held calorific value. But
I feel like you got squeezed, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. You don't need to remind me about that. That's why I was on like but to a lot of people, 1,800 for a guy isn't a lot. But for me, 1,000 calories more than when I was on. It was a dream.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound up. And now I'm pumped up. I'm doing it all myself now.
Yeah.
So
the same thing happened though.
Yeah.
She was used as a guinea pig for a couple that was starting out coaching, and she was used as a guinea pig for. She had only been training about a couple of months. I think she probably told you on the podcast. She'd only been training a couple of months, and they used her as a guinea pig to sort of like get someone on stage, basically.
Yeah.
And she was literally on eggs and veg, two boiled eggs and veg, like 4 or 5 times a day.
Oh, man. That's
she said
she
never trained because she didn't have the energy to train.
Boy.
So she just did abs.
a lie.
What?
I used to skip a few leg days.
Oh, she'd skip leg days and just hit upper and do abs and
Yeah.
steps.
Yeah, my food was terrible. It was terribly low. I was on 2 hours of Stairmaster a day as well, with 16,000 steps.
What?
Yeah, I was on like 900 calories, I think, just under 1,000. Let's say 1,000 with all the veggies. Yeah, so I was on 1,000 calories a day, with 2 hours of Stairmaster a day and 16,000 steps. Those steps were not inclusive of the 2 hours of stairs.
I think that must have been so fucking hard.
Yeah,
because I had it bad when I was on like the 1,800 calories, and I was on 2 hours of cardio, not stairs, just incline treadmill, but with no steps.
Yeah.
And I was in some dark places.
Yeah, I was 2 hours of stairs, and then I started wearing for the last month. I actually, oh my God, I can't believe the things you do. I bought a weighted vest and I wore it everywhere apart from when I was lying in bed.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, I know. It's terror. I didn't wear it, 2 occasions. I didn't wear it whilst training and whilst in bed and the shower. Mental, isn't it?
Would be funny if you wore it down though.
Yeah, it would be. It'd be a great video, if I'm honest. Pick another sport to compete in. What would it be?
Football. Easy for me. I grew up with football.
Racing bikes.
Oh, cool. Yeah. A pumpkin growing tournament. No, what would I pick? Another sport to compete at. I've been watching the Olympics, the Winter Olympics. I'm enjoying the curling, as they throw it and then they on the ice there. I'd maybe compete in curling.
That'd be quite sick. To be fair, I would love to be a Formula One driver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Formula One driver. Are you a big fan of Formula One?
Love it.
Yeah, see, I've watched Formula One I wanted to be a Formula One driver way before anything in life. And it was painful as I got older, realising that I would never be able to get there because I didn't come from a rich family.
Do you have to come? What? Because they'll ship you all over the country.
Oh, mate, no, you just can't make it. You need like, number one, you need a rich family for connections, for also the fact that most fathers finance their kid, not only their kid's career, but they'll usually put some money into the team to get their kid a seat. On top of that, they might actually pay a sponsor. There is a lot into it. Like Lewis Hamilton was very, very lucky to have a dad that worked 3 jobs, had a van and drove him all around the country fixing his car. And like Lewis Hamilton got to where he did because his dad literally gave up his life for his child to be a Formula One driver. He owes a lot to his father, but generally he's just a rich white kid's game. And I was not rich. I was white, but I weren't rich. But no, I dreamed of being a Formula One driver. I love it. I can literally name every single world champion from like 1989 till present.
I know nothing about it. I would watch Formula One and be like, "What am I watching?"
Yeah,
this is incredibly boring.
That's what Maurice thinks when I put it on.
I'm like, what am I even? What? This is not exhilarating. I hear.
You don't hear that now.
Such a beautiful sound.
Yeah, it sounds great, but what am I watching? I don't know who's in it because I can't see their head. I've got a helmet on, and they're stuck in a car and they're just all whizzing around in the same color. Apart from they're all got like, I don't know, green, red, and a blue one. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I can understand why people who aren't a massive fan of it would get bored of it for maybe 60% of the race, smack bang in the middle. But for people that aren't a massive fan of it, the first 4 or 5 laps, and depending how the race has gone, the last 3-4 laps can be extremely entertaining.
Yeah. I'll give you a question, Joe. As
Oh, God.
Matt has no hand in this.
No
I mean,
idea.
okay.
Was
My football knowledge isn't the best. I've only really been into it last 3-4 years.
was Hamilton robbed last year?
Yes, 110%.
Right answer.
Thank fuck Michael Massey has gone. If you're gonna go with a rule, either don't go with it or go with it fully. You can't
Exactly.
do half.
Have
I
you-
don't
have
care.
you-
I don't care if Massey wanted everyone to overtake. Yes, okay, Hamilton would have still been fucked because of his tyres, but he can't just do half of it.
Well, they're actually saying, didn't they? The correct thing would have been to give a 3-lap shootout and restart the race under a red flag. That was the correct.
Yeah.
But then new footage come out of Red Bull actually telling Massey what to do, and he did exactly what they said as planned.
Like, really?
And yeah, it's all come out. That's why he got sacked.
I'm glad I'm surprised it took this long though.
Yeah, I'm surprised it took this long. With the technology that they've got, it's a joke. But
yeah,
I'm looking forward to the new season. The new liveries look insane. So do the new cars.
Yeah.
The Ferrari looks sexy as fuck.
That's to be fair.
I'm over here falling asleep.
Matt's just sitting there like.
Never train legs again or never train arms again.
Never train legs.
Never
again.
train arms again.
Never train arms and never train legs. That's funny.
I'm fucking staying on leg day.
Oh yeah.
I'm staying on arms, bruv.
Logistically, think about this. You can't really hide your arms as easy as you can hide your legs.
Exactly that reason. And
Thank
also,
you, Sammy. Thank you.
I always say this to people, right, that are so obsessed with their fucking legs that they walk on stage and they're just massively out of proportion like Rami. And I'm like, when someone comes up to you and goes, "Oh, do you work out?" Like, shush your muscles. You don't pull your fucking pants down, do you? You just go, "Puh."
I do.
It's going to change, mate. Society's going to change in a couple of years, and people are just going to whip their legs out, like the trousers down, and go,
yeah,
wobble, do a Cutler quad stomp like everywhere they go, just go, oh no, with their tiny little legs.
Like, you look back to all the old 70s and 80s, like,
yeah,
you'd always see they'd be like looking like miring their arm and shit. You know,
yeah.
What happened to that?
Yeah.
No one seems to want fucking stacked arms anymore. The classic division's littered with it. Don't get it. Like, classic physique right now is not classic physique. It's not. They haven't hit that yet because they're so focused on shredded and big glutes that they're forgetting what classic was, which was a big fucking chest and big fucking arms with a nice taper.
Yeah.
Like, there was none of this fucking, but his glutes peeled. Did you ever see the interview with Lee Priest where he actually, like, it was so funny. He was like, you know, back in, like, they called him out. It was when Fuad called him out and on the podcast, and I was like, yeah, but you know, your whole thing back in the day, Lee, was like, you could never get your glutes dry. And he went, well, back in my day, bruv, we didn't ever go to the gym to fucking get a nice ass for people to stare at on stage. And I was like,
yeah,
so true. Like, I do understand the importance of training glutes, which is why I'm smashing mine so hard now. But fuck me, I still want to walk around with a thick, full chest and a nice set of arms. Like, that's why I'm at the gym.
Yeah,
I'm not there for a fucking walnut ass.
It's Lee Priest physique, like one of the best. I love his body, man. It's so wicked how it all just fits. He's just a teeny tiny human. I went to see him at, was it Body Power of 2019, 18, 19?
Lucky fuck. I've always wanted to meet Lee.
And I met him in his little camp, in this little trailer in the back of a Lamborghini with that other guy that's got loads of face tats that he's affiliated with. What's his name? English guy? Aaron Lambert or something?
Yeah.
And he only came down, came here. And I'm like, yo, man. But his hands were like like a bunch of bananas. His forearms was like as thick as my quads.
Yeah.
And he's a retired old man now.
Yeah. Did you? But I mean, he saved like that. It was only less than less than 8 or 10 years ago that he won Navi Miss Universe in his 40s.
Yeah.
And he looks insane still.
Yeah.
But like, did you ever see pictures of him when he was like 17, 18?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it's
He
mental.
would blow like most amateurs or young pros away now
Yeah.
at 17.
Yeah, it's silly.
I remember when do you watch Sam's Hey Sam? Like
Yeah, that was back in the, I used to watch that years ago. Hey Sam.
Hey Sam, can you ask Lee?
Yeah.
And there was this one saying, can you ask Lee why he doesn't squat ass to grass and he only goes at the 45 at 90 degrees? Is that because it's better, or does he just not like squatting to death? And Lee goes, it's called hamstrings touching your calves. When you've actually got a fucking set of hamstrings and they touch your calves,
yeah,
that is my full range, you dick.
Yeah,
because he used to squat and his hamstring would just sit on his calf, and that was his full range of motion.
It's mental, isn't it?
Like, they just don't build bodies like that now.
I wonder why that is.
I think it's because there's too much focus on progressive overload and not enough on just accumulation of volume and frequency during the week.
Do you think?
Back then, oh yeah, you see old videos of Lee. One, obviously, it is genetics. You've got to have the right body for it. But like back in the day, like Jay Cutler, Phil Heath, Lee Priest, all those guys, they're just volume guys, man. They're just volume guys. They didn't have. I actually had this pet hate that I was talking to one of my mates with the other day. Something flashed up on my Instagram, and it was an online coach, and he's talking about one of his clients, and he's like, phase 1 complete, wait till we get to phase 3. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Phase 1 of what? You're just building muscle, you can't.
Yeah.
Like phase 1.
Yeah. Can I ask this? A lot of online coaches use this word. I have no idea what this word is. Am I terrible to not know this? What does meso or meso mean?
I don't know.
When they're like, I'm in the mesocycle now. MESO cycle. What the fuck are you even on about?
Do you think?
What's a mesocycle? It looks meso horny. What's a mesocycle? What even is that?
Do you think, honestly, that Lee Priest or any of those guys gave a fuck about phases? They just went in.
I think Joe knows what a meso is.
Go on, mate.
Well, I'm assuming it's linking to like, because you've got mesomorph, ectomorph, endomorph.
No, I don't think it's that.
Nah.
But it not linked to like muscle gaining phase.
But is that not what you're trying to do all the time, though?
Like when someone says I'm in it, do you know what gets on my tits? When people go, when people, this is what I hate so bad, is when I'm on a gaining phase. We're always on a gaining phase.
Yeah.
Like every day you're going in the gym, you're in a gain. You're always, even when you're dieting, you should be trying to build muscle when you're in the gym. Do you know what I mean? Like you should not be, I'm in a mesocycle. What does meso mean? I'm in a gaining phase. What does that mean? We're always going to go into the gym trying to improve. Even if you're even if, I don't care what you say, even if you're on your pump workouts before a comp, I'm still trying to just like, come on, it's just trying to, do you know what I mean? I'm always in there trying to build muscle.
Yeah. Yeah, it just really like, it popped up on my gram and I was like, what are you talking about? Phase 1.
Yeah.
Like I was lucky enough to be pretty decent mates with one of the best UK bodybuilders, Luke Sando. I see him every single day. I had conversations with him. He never fucking talked about phase. He came in, lifted heavy, lifted volume, he ate lots and fucked off home.
Yeah.
That's like all of them do.
Yeah.
All of the top guys do that shit. It's too much overcomplication, man. And I think that's why you get the physiques now.
Well, what it is it's overcomplication to look more of an authoritative figure so you can earn more money. It's all about earning money. It's all about money churning, that is. I'm not going to earn any more money if I was to come out on Instagram. I do, but I don't earn money. I'm not going to do any better if I come out going, just stick to the basics, everybody. No one wants to hear that. No one wants to hear that. Not one, but they want to hear the secret. They don't want to be told that you need to barbell row really heavily. No one wants to hear that you have to put that bar on your shoulders and put as much weight on that bar as possible and do as many reps as you physically can until you are almost sick in that dustbin over there. No one wants to hear that. They want to hear the put a band over the medial part of the glute and sit upwards on the glute extender big machine and do lots of these reps, and then add 0.2 more of kilos, and then add a gym pin, and then wear the sock shoes. And then when you finish wearing the sock shoes, have AirPods. And once you finish wearing AirPods, you know what I mean?
Matt, I'm very apologetic to this one. I really need a piss, and I also need to go pick up my missus from work.
Hey, shoot off, bruv. We're going to turn it off in a minute. That's okay. You're sacked. You're sacked and never invited again.
I mean, that's a fair point.
It's absolutely fine.
From my part, I hope everyone's enjoyed it, and I will leave you to.
All right, bruv. It's okay. It's okay. Toodle pips.
See you next time.
See you later, mate. Yeah, man. It's you can keep advising people to stick to basic movements, basic foods, and consistently do that. But that isn't sexy enough for people to hear.
No, it's not. That is it. But unfortunately, that is why, like you said, why don't we see physiques like that? And that's why.
Yeah, it's got to be, isn't it? Because today, I'll give you an example. Today, I was incline barbell press. Ruined myself strength-wise. And usually I would do this little routine how I wouldn't bust all my balls too early in a session. And so I can still be stronger throughout the rest of my lifts to a degree, you know what I mean? So I can still progress at least on second and third movement. I don't expect to progress on my fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh exercise because I'm dead by that point usually. I usually stick the ones I want to progress on the first 2 or 3. And I ruined myself early on. I thought I'm not going to get that right progressive overload stuff today. So what I'm going to do is just go for volume. And I just caned it. I did 4 or 5 movements with pecs and 2 or 3 for triceps and walked out gassed, you know.
And that's what these new programs don't really account for, is because that's probably what the bodybuilders did back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Some days you feel strong and you go and you fucking smash it because you know you feel strong on those days.
That's it.
You can account for it and go, I'm going to try something today.
Yeah.
And on those other days where you 20 aside starts to feel heavy and it should, you think, well, I'm just going to go for volume now and pump it up.
Yeah.
And that's, and he was actually on that Sam's podcast before when they said to Lee, what did you do to grow your arms? And he went, I probably did the same fucking thing you do. It's called genetics, you cunt.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's right.
Yeah.
It's set some reps of high frequency, pumping up, but the motherfucker was just born for it.
Yeah, man. Couldn't agree more. Right, we're gonna cut it now. We're gonna leave it with that. Guys, thank you very much for listening. Any plans for the rest of when do you start prep? Finish out with that. Do you know when you start prep?
We're flowing between end of May, early June.
Wow, I'm about a month before you. I'll start 4 weeks before you. Yeah, unless I'm starting a lot leaner than I think I might. But yeah, all good.